Be a good friend to yourself. I feel like a lot of the time when we think of a good friend, we think that they're reliable, we're nice to them, we show up for them, but to ourselves, we need to also be a good friend. We need to be a good friend to ourselves because I feel like we're our biggest critiques, we're our biggest haters, and we need to treat ourselves better. We need to treat ourselves like a friend. We always doubt in ourselves, we always hate on ourselves, we tell ourselves we're not good enough, we're never gonna do anything right in life, but do we do that to our friends? No, we don't. A good friend encourages and picks up their friend when they need it. They encourage them and they never doubt them. They love them and they show them unconditional support and love no matter what. That's what a good friend does. We need to treat ourselves like that. We need to be a good friend to ourselves. It's like if you and one of your good friends, you had plans to be somewhere, you had plans to go out for lunch, and you're like, yeah, we'll meet at the spot at 12 o'clock. And if they stopped showing up for you, if they never showed up at 12 anymore, you would lose trust in that person. And that's not what a good friend does. And we need to do the same thing with ourselves. We tell ourselves, yeah, I'm gonna wake up at 7 tomorrow, go on a run, and go to the gym. But when it comes down to it, we don't show up for ourselves. But if it was with a friend, then we would show up. You and your friend said that you're gonna meet 7 a.m. at the gym. You'll be there because you're a good friend to them. You're showing up for them. But when it comes to yourself, and you tell yourself things and you never do them. But we need to treat ourselves as a good friend. We need to be a good friend to ourselves. A lot of the time we'll doubt in ourselves. We'll think that we'll never achieve certain things. We think that we're not good people. We don't believe in ourselves. We see the worst in ourselves. But a good friend wouldn't do that. A good friend would see the best and would always show unconditional support and unconditional love to them. That's what a good friend does. And we need to do that with ourselves. We need to start treating ourselves with more genuine love and support. We're our biggest critiques, we're our biggest haters, our biggest doubters, but a good friend doesn't do that. A good friend would never doubt you. A good friend would always show up for you. And we need to treat ourselves like that. We need to show up even on the days where we don't feel like it. On the days where we know that our friend needs us, our friend needs us to show up for them. Even though things might not be going well in our life, we show up. We show up for them because we love them and we want to be there for them. We need to treat ourselves with that same kind of love. We don't want to show up for ourselves. We need to still show up. We can't just rot in our bed all day. We can't just feel bad for ourselves and not do anything about it. We need to be there and we need to show up. We need to be there for ourselves. I feel like a lot of us will neglect ourselves and will only be a good friend to other people. We'll only show up for other people and we'll always prioritize those people. But being a good friend to yourself is prioritizing you, is being there for you when you need yourself. A lot of us, I feel like, we don't treat ourselves well because we don't think that we deserve it. With our friends, we don't often see their worst side. We don't often see their flaws and their sins that they don't share with us. We don't see that part of them. But with ourselves, we see every bad thing, every bad thought that we have, every bad thing that we do, we see it. And we think that since we're such bad people, we don't deserve it. But we know that our friends have the same thoughts. We know that our friends have similar things that they do, but we still show up for them. We're a good friend because we love them. We need to be a good friend to ourselves. Stop treating yourself like you don't matter. Stop treating yourself like you're nothing. Be a good friend to yourself. At the end of the day, you talk to yourself the most. You spend the most time with yourself. The voice that you hear the most is yourself. You have to make it a nice one. You have to make it a good one. You have to tell yourself the things that you don't want to hear. A good friend will tell you the things that you don't want to hear, the things that you need to hear. They won't tell you everything good. They won't always give you everything that you want. They'll tell you everything that you need. That's what a good friend does. Not a nice friend, that's what a good friend does. And we need to be like that with ourselves. We need to be able to tell ourselves hard truths that we don't want to admit to ourselves. We don't want to admit to ourselves that we have problems, that we're not perfect, that we have a lot of growth and a lot of work that we need to do on ourselves. We have a lot of things that we need to admit to ourselves. We need to admit that we're not who we think we are. We're not that person. That's what a good friend does. And we have to be a good friend to ourselves, accepting and telling us what we need to hear, not what we want to hear. We need to start being good friends to ourselves.